Welcome back. I am so happy to have everyone here today. So, we are going to do syllabus part 2. This one is specific to the actual math department. So, the last syllabus was specific to our actual classroom. This one is going to cover how the entire math department grades, how the entire math department covers like specific parts of your education. So let's jump right into everything you need to know about how your math department works. First and foremost, there are 3 different types of grades, and this is not specific to the math department. This is specific to all of middle school. So you have 3 types of grades in middle school. You have work ethic, behavior, and then you have your academic grades. What is specific to math is that your work ethic is going to be graded as all of your practice problems, all of your actual practice work that you put into your math learning. So everything that you do that you are practicing math, all of your worksheets, all of your extra practice problems, all of your 3 reads, all of your group work, all of that falls under work ethic. How hard you work on your practice problems, that is work ethic. So the more you practice and the more you get done during practice and the better you practice, the better your work ethic grade will be. Okay, so it is very important that you have good work ethic. If you are truly working hard to understand a concept, you're more likely to get the concept, right? If you are really truly practicing, you are working hard and you are practicing with fidelity, which means you're really, really dedicating yourself to practice, then by the time you go take the test or the assessment or the knowledge check, you're probably going to be able to perform very, very well on that test. Think of it like if you're practicing to play basketball, you really want to make the basketball team. If you're out on the court every day practicing half court shots, by the time you go to practice to be on the team, like you actually go to tryouts, and they're like, all right, we want to see everybody's half court shots, and you're just nailing them, well, you practiced every day, right? It's the same thing in math. If you put that work ethic into your math, then your outcome on those tryout days, those knowledge checks, is going to be evident. And then if you continue to practice after you've made the team on those knowledge checks, then come game day, which would be our assessment day, you will still perform very well. Okay? So it is very important that we have strong work ethic. Behavior. This one is something that every middle school has, and we are going to focus on very hard this year. Because of the way that we are running our classrooms this year in math, your behavior is very, very important. If you come into class and you get right to work, and even if you're working with your friends, if you and 3 friends sit down and you are sitting there working hard and you are practicing and dedicating yourself and you're not distracting the people around you, your behavior is perfect, yes? But if you come in and you're going around from group to group to group to group and you're distracting people, not only are you preventing yourself from learning, but now you're preventing all of the people at all the other tables that you're distracting from learning. That makes it really hard for everybody to have good work ethic, but also for them to be able to perform on their own knowledge checks and assessments. So, your behavior impacts your work ethic, and your work ethic impacts your academics. Okay? So, it's very important that you make the decision every day when you come into class that you have the correct behavior. If you feel like you are having a bad day, then maybe you make those appropriate seating choices, or you can talk to me. Come let me know that maybe you're having a bad day and I need to make a choice for you so that you can have the best opportunity in class. Okay? Maybe you need a couple minutes of just sitting outside by yourself. I can make that happen. You just need to talk to me so I can help you. Okay? Now, the academic grades. 100% of your academic grade is based on assessments. Okay? So knowledge checks and assessments are your entire academic grade. These can only be done in class. So if you are absent on a day that we do a whole class assessment, it's your job to come up and talk to me the next time you're in class so you can get that assessment and work on it. Okay? It's your job to come up and make sure that you get to take that. Otherwise, it's going to go in the grade book as missing, and that's going to bring your grade down because you don't have anything else to fix it. Okay? So it's your job to make sure that you're staying on top of those things. The one thing that is different from grade to grade in the math department is the weight of each type of academic grade. The reason that we weight them differently per grade is because we want to prepare you for high school. So the academic grades are going to be a little bit different between 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Because by the time you get to high school, there is a final exam in your classes that are worth 15% of your grade. And we want you to be prepared by the time you get to high school for that change in grading. In elementary school, you don't have that. So we slowly build you up to that so that you can slowly see the impact on your grades. We don't want to just dump it on you, but it is something important that you need to see. Now, how do we grade each of these things? Everything that we grade, whether it's work ethic, behavior, or academics, everything we grade is based on a rubric. Okay? Let me show you what that rubric is. So we do something that is called competency-based grading, which means if you show me that you know how to do the skill, I will give you the points. Like, I will give you the grade you deserve based on your knowledge of the skill. Okay? And so we use a rubric that shows that. We try very hard not to use points or percentages or letter grades. Okay? So the terms that we use are exceeds standards, meets standards, approaching standards, emergent standards, below standards, and no attempt. Let's talk about what each of these means. I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. No attempt means you put your name on the paper and then you turn in a blank paper. I can't grade that. I can't tell where you need help, how you need my help, what you need me to do to help you. You literally gave me a paper with your name on it. Yay, you know your name. But you've known your name since you were like a baby. You wrote your name. You probably have been able to do that since preschool or kindergarten. I can't grade you on that, friend. Okay? Below standards, this is your work shows an attempt at the skill. So you tried our 7th grade standard skill. You tried the skill that I'm trying to teach you. You may not have gotten the concept correct, but you put work on paper and I can see that you attempted it. Emergent standards. You showed a logical attempt at current and previous skills. So you put work on paper and you kind of started out in the correct direction. I can kind of see where you went wrong in your first step or two. And I can see that you tried, like, if we're adding, I can see that you started adding things, but obviously you're still stuck in those like early adding stages. And now I know where to help you. I can move you forward. Okay. Um, Approaching standards. My work shows an understanding of current skills with an attempt at previous skills. So what this means is you are right where you need to be successful next year. You are showing that you understand what I am teaching you today. Fantastic. That means you understand today's work. Where you're struggling is the stuff that you maybe missed last year or 2 years ago, or maybe even the stuff that you missed in third grade. Okay, so I'm teaching you something today, and maybe you're still struggling with multiplication, or maybe you're still struggling with negatives. That's okay. I can help you with that. Now that I know where you're struggling, we can help. Okay, so the next one is meeting standards. My work shows a understanding of all current and previous skills with a logical calculation error. So this is like you completely understand what I'm teaching you today, and it's obvious that you understand all of the previous skills that you needed to know. But what happened is you were working so quickly, your brain was firing so quickly that you saw 2 times 3, and instead of getting 2 times 3 equals 6, you did 2 plus 3 and you got 5. That's not a huge mathematical error. That's a really common mistake that even really high level mathematicians make because they're working so quickly. We can fix those little errors. Should I give you a 0 because you got that teeny tiny error? No, of course not. Okay, and then there's exceeding standards. My work shows an understanding of all current and previous skills with no errors. This work is beautiful. It is perfect on every level. I question if you had me do the work for you and I just don't remember. Like, you know all of the current skills, you know all of the previous skills. It looks like you used a calculator, but you didn't. Okay? So, everything that you are doing in class will be graded on this rubric, whether it's a test, whether it is in class work, practice, whatever it is. I will even use this to grade behavior. So everything is graded based on this. Okay. All right. You remember how I said that there are different percentages for academic grades? In 7th grade, we have knowledge checks, midterms, and quarterfinals. So our knowledge checks are going to be worth 45%. Our midterms are going to be worth 45%. And our quarterfinals are going to be worth 10%. In 6th grade, our knowledge checks and our assessments are going to be worth a little bit more, and our quarterfinal is worth a little bit less. In 8th grade, our knowledge checks and midterm are worth a little bit less, and our quarterfinal is worth a little bit more. Because when you get to high school, that quarterfinal is worth 15%. Okay? So, knowledge checks, 45%. These are just little mini quizzes, basically. They're super short. They only have like 4, maybe 5 questions. And they're just checking to see if you understand the skill right after you learn it. Our midterms cover everything that you're going to learn in the entire quarter. And then if you do well, you can move on to the next skill. If you don't, you have to go all the way back and relearn that skill. However, midterms do have the ability to let you skip a skill if you do pass it and never actually did the work for it. We can talk more about that if you have questions. Our quarterfinals are very similar to our midterms. They cover everything for the entire quarter. And if you do not meet standards on those, you will be required to go back and do the relearn process for that particular skill to bring that grade up and before you can move forward. Okay. Our retake process is super easy. You just have to go back and rewatch the videos and review your notes, do error analysis for the problem that you missed and fix your problem, and then just do 3 to 5 similar problems or more if you need to master that skill. And then let me know and I will give you another problem similar to the one you missed. That's it. And until next time, I will see y'all later.